Welcome to the Living the Empowered Life channel. My name is Yvonne, and this channel is all about bringing you content that's empowering, encouraging and inspiring. On this channel I share tips and things to help you to live an empowered life. I share things to do with personal development, encouragement. I also share book reviews of books that I've read that I have found inspiring in case you want to check them out for yourself. And also as well, when I go to places of interest, I take you out and about with me. So if this is the type of content you like, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And also as well, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So today guys, I want to encourage you that you're not behind in life. You are exactly where you should be. A lot of the times in society, just because of the way life is, we expect to hit certain milestones by a certain age. I, for a long time, felt that I was falling behind in life because I hadn't hit certain milestones or wasn't able to, fulfill certain milestones. For example, finishing secondary school, going college, university, getting a great job. A lot of the time I felt that I hadn't hit these things, so therefore I was behind in life. And the way that society is set up, a lot of people believe that hitting a lot of these milestones is the order of life. But God has another way in which he orders life. And he doesn't do it in this kind of robotic way. He does it in a way that fits in with a bigger plan and purpose for your life. As I've shared on this channel, from the age of 9 to 13 years old, I went through childhood sexual abuse, and I've shared that in my book, Daughter Arise, which I released in 2010, how that experience affected my life. I had to spend a lot of time dealing with the psychological mess that it left behind in my life. I had depression on and off and mental health difficulties for over 2 decades, and there wasn't really room to be dealing with anything else but that, really. I was already a mum at that point, in my teen years. I was busy trying to survive every day, and I did have good jobs, but they were never the jobs that I really wanted to do. And it was only when I hit 35 years old that I was finally at a place in my life where I could start to live life for myself and focus on me. I was able to deal with a lot of the mental health challenges that I had. I was no longer living in the shadow of being a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and I was now living in my own life as Yvonne. And starting life later on in life was very, very difficult, but I managed to do it. And I realised that a lot of the experiences that I had before 35, those 20 years of all the challenges, helped to prepare me for the things that I'm doing now. And I know a lot of people feel like they've wasted a lot of opportunities, life hasn't gone the way that they had planned, unexpected things have happened to them that have set them back, and they feel that they can't move ahead and that life has passed them by. If you are somebody who does feel like that, I want to encourage you and say to you that you are not behind in life. You are exactly where you need to be. And I have learnt that through my own experience, that everything happens in time for a season and a reason. Ecclesiastes 3:1 talks about this, that everything happens in a time and place for a reason. So Ecclesiastes 3 is the whole chapter 3:1 to 11, but I'll put a piece of the scripture here. God works out everything in time for a reason, and that is something I've definitely found myself. So I'm going to share with you quickly 3 reasons why you are not behind in life and that you really are exactly where you need to be. The first thing I want to share with you is because you still have something to learn. I know that if I was given the opportunities that I have now to be doing the things that I'm doing now, in that past season when I was still battling with my mental health to do with childhood sexual abuse, I never would have been able to comprehend it. I never would have been able to do anything to do with what I am doing now. One of the reasons is because I wasn't in a place where I was feeling particularly positive. I didn't have the confidence and the self-esteem that I have now. I was really battling a lot, and I didn't have the courage that I have now. And I know that the things that I experienced in that past season, all the adversity and everything else, helped me to be resilient, especially in the season that I'm in now. For example, one area I can say is that as an entrepreneur of 7 years, I have seen the benefits of being resilient and overcoming adversity, how those past experiences have helped me, because there's been so many challenging and hard times in my experience of being an entrepreneur. And I've seen that, going through the fiery tests of life and the trials has strengthened me and given me a courage that I didn't have at that time in that past season, but I have it now. And these are the things that I learned from that past season. And I know that no matter what is going on in your life, there are things in your life now that you are probably still in the process of learning. And I want to encourage you to take those lessons. What is it you can be doing in this season, rather than sitting down and waiting on this thing that you're waiting on to pass you by? Is it to learn more about it? Is it to become stronger? Is it to deal with past trauma? What is the things that you can be learning in this season? Because, there's no such thing as just standing still in a season. There is something that you can be doing. That's what I believe anyway. Even whether we're conscious of the fact that we're learning or not, there is a learning that can be happening and can be, done in a season of waiting. The next reason I want to share with you about not being behind in life, but being exactly where you should be, is that circumstances and situations may not be right for you at this time. From my experience, when I think about, when I was in that past season thinking that I was behind in life because of my abuse and seeing everybody hit these milestones, I internalized it onto me. But I never thought about the fact that maybe in that period of my life, the things that I wanted, it was just not the right time. God sees the bigger picture. He sees the things that we can't see. He has like an overall view of our life and sees all the different people, circumstances, different things that are happening all at once. So I want to encourage you to try not to think it's something to do with you, that things have not happened in this time in your life, because it might not be to do with you. It could be to do with other things that you cannot see. And maybe you are exactly where you need to be, but other things are not. And the last thing I want to share with you about you're not behind in life and exactly where you should be is because life has to unfold in a certain way. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the way society is set up is that there's all these kind of different milestones that we need to hit as humans and go through things in a certain order. But the way that the world has an order of doing things is not the way that God has an order to doing things, because his ways is above man's ways, and he knows the purpose and the totality of everything that's going to happen in your life. But there are certain things that has to happen in each person's individual life for them to be able to be receptive and ready for the things that are to come. I have found that in my experience. I went through really traumatic early childhood experiences. Those things happened in my life, and I don't believe that God wanted these things to happen, because everybody has free will and people make their own decisions about whether they do right or wrong. But going through that, my life had to unfold in a certain way. I had to deal with all those things. I had to go through that experience. I had to deal with those things that happened to me. I had to find myself. I had to build up all that kind of inner strength that I would need to face lots of tough and different challenging situations in life, and come through all of that to be prepared for the life I have now. And yes, it has been an up and down journey. I'm now 48 years old. As I shared, I started living life for myself on my terms, going for my goals and dreams at 35 years old. So really only 13 years, but life had to unfold in a certain way. And as I've mentioned throughout this video, there are things that I had to learn, things that I had to overcome, things that I had to change my mindset on in order to be at a place where I'm even halfway prepared to receive what I have now. And I want to encourage those of you who may be feeling discouraged because of the way that things have unfolded in your life. I want to say to you that these things happen for a reason, and even though you might not know that reason, I want to say to you to just go through the things that you need to go through, whether that is with support whether that is, learning, go through the things that you need to go through so that you can come out the other side ready and prepared for when the next season of things unfold in your life. And I know it's difficult and I know it's hard, but I want you to know that you are not behind in life. You're not. Just because your life has not unfolded like everybody else's life that you know, doesn't mean that you're behind in life. I had to get rid of that thinking because it wasn't really moving me forward in my life. Looking at people my age group or whatever that have been able to go on and achieve different things. I have achieved amazing things as well, but in a different way. And it's been a different way that the Lord has helped me to be able to achieve these things. It doesn't make my efforts or achievements less than people that I know just because they've been able to do it in a certain order. Everybody has different things in their life that have affected them or impacted their journey through life. So I just want to encourage you to focus on your journey and not be distracted by the journey of those people around you that have been able to do certain things. There is a reason for this season in your life. Even though you may not understand it, see what you can do to work with what you have where you are now. So that is it for this video. Until the next one, take care.